Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Just like the Canucks. Hey everyone, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Thursday night, January the 16th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. The Vancouver Canucks put in a very listless performance at Rogers Arena, giving up a first-minute goal and losing 5-1 to the LA Kings. Disappointing on so many levels. I'm actually in a pretty good mood despite what I witnessed tonight. I was there with my lovely wife, Gail. Sean and his girlfriend, Cheska, were there. Jacob and his girlfriend, Michelle, were there. So 4 of the 5 emos were there. Poor Kayla was at home studying, but maybe she got the best end of the deal. So there's so many reasons why this game was so important. Therefore, so many reasons why this game was disappointing. But I'm not going to sit here and mope and lament and cry. And we got a show to run here. So I appreciate you guys being here. By the way, I want to say a quick hello. Last night on my member stream, I gave away tickets, 2 pairs of tickets. It was funny. Usually those contests, reverse elimination, take about 30 to 40 minutes. Last night it took 5 minutes because the member streams are a lot smaller. So I was so glad that Swervin Irvin, and his father-in-law Brian were at the game. So that was cool. Also Hansel and his son Jordy, they were at the game. That was cool. So I got to hang out with all of them during the first intermission. Also found out that I was connected to Hansel and his son Jordy through a high school friend, which is an elementary school friend actually, which is pretty cool. Also saw the Honorable James Moore and his lovely wife Courtney and their amazing son Spencer. Got to see them. Saw some other people as well throughout I got to meet brand new Hall of Fame member Celina Chin. That was another highlight. Celina ended up talking more with my wife Gail because I was finishing a conversation up with Irvin and Hansel, but it was wonderful to meet Celina as well. So many people that I got to meet tonight. And it was unfortunately a very disappointing game, but we're going to talk it. We're going to talk about it. And that wasn't a Freudian slip. Then we're going to talk about We're going to talk about this Canucks team. We're going to talk about what you think these guys are going to do. So, and that's right, Swervin Irvin. We also have Irvin, after I posted the picture of me, you, Hansel, Gail, and Jordy, another one of my friends named Debbie responded back and says, the guy in the middle, that's you, is my friend's brother. So I'm trying to figure out who your brother or sister is, because that would be friends to my friend Debbie. So it's Debbie Chan. Her married name is Debbie Arciega. So I don't know if that's. Let me know, Irvin, if you have a brother or sister that would be friends with Debbie Chan or Debbie Arciega. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. I know it's late. I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. I always feel bad putting this slide up, especially after the Canucks lose, but I still got a channel to run. So I invite you to subscribe to the channel. You get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video. You're not necessarily liking the Canucks performance, but you're liking the fact that we have a safe and a safe place where we can talk about our feelings and about this hockey team. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. And right on cue, we have our first donation of the night. And it comes from Nuckelback. So let's give Nuckelback some love. Hall of Fame member Nuckelback. By the way, when we did our draw yesterday, there were 13 entries. There were more than 13 on the stream, but 13 people actually entered to win the tickets. And I think it was 6 or 7 Hall of Famers and 5 or 6 franchise members. And all the Hall of Famers went out like pretty much one by one. It was pretty crazy. But they're not deterred because Nuckelback gives the first donation of the night. Thank you, Nuckelback, for the 99-cent donation. Let's give Nuckelback some love in the chat. And also, speaking, he heard the rallying call for Hall of Famers. Just incredible, who's now 1 day older in his current birthday, which I didn't make him divulge what it is. I'm pretty sure it's in the 30s somewhere. The Canucks should have paid $179 for people to watch the game. Student Rush thought it couldn't get worse than 3 goals in 6.5 minutes, but it did. 3 goals tonight before our first registered shot. Yeah, there was a Bronx cheer when Hronek got a shot on in the power play, and then I thought they took it off, but I'm not sure they gave it back to him. Regardless, thank you, Hall of Fame member Just Incredible, for the $10 donation. Appreciate you. See, this is what I love about you guys. You're not deterred by a bad Canucks performance. You are still unwavering in your generosity. So once again, thank you, Nuckelback, and thank you, Just Incredible. And then Swerve Irvin says, I don't know Debbie, but she's my brother's friend. She's my brother's friend, my brother Sonny. Yes, I did meet Sonny. Doodle Hockey, I saw, as I was setting up, I saw you were with Rev Trev, which is awesome, but I want to recognize Doodle Hockey's. Yeah, I got your message actually after the game. Sorry, I don't usually check Twitter during the game. But I'll get you on another time. But I'm glad you found a home for your opinions tonight, which is awesome. So thank you, Jake. Thank you, Doodle Hockey. A franchise member for 4 months. Use it as monthly membership message. Have a fun stream, Clay. Yes, I will have to go back and watch you and Rev Trev. You guys should be a tag team. You guys would be a really good tag team, actually. Thanks for being here. And I'm glad you guys had, Mr. Reverse Mike Hype. Exactly. And a couple of you guys mentioned they honored legendary broadcaster Jim Robson, his 90th birthday today. Great to see him. He still looks healthy enough. And they were playing some of his most famous calls, the Greg Adams goal, the Pavel Bure goal. And they were running some features, some snippets, some congratulatory message. That was a pretty, that was a nice touch to otherwise a pretty disappointing night in the arena. This is the problem, you guys. Before I get to the game, and before I get to the goals and whatever, it's not like we were playing just another team. I think the 3 most important teams that we play games against now are LA, because that's who we're trying to catch in the Pacific if we want to avoid a wild card. Or really now it's Calgary and St. Louis, who we are fighting with for the last wild card spot. Can you believe it that we're saying on January 16th that we're fighting for the last wild card spot? That's ridiculous. That kind of makes me sick. And it kind of makes me think, well, was last year kind of an anomaly, a mirage where everything went well, everything went right, analytically, health, just we were a wagon, 1 game away from beating Edmonton and getting to the conference final. But was that a mirage? You can't tell me it's because Lindholm and Shilovs and Zadorov were that important, right? So what's going on? What's going on? So, before I even get to tonight's, I want to kind of start with an icebreaker, and I will do it. I'll do about 3 to 5 minutes of your comments. So I'm asking you, before you ask me questions, I'm asking you, what's the biggest issue with the Vancouver Canucks? And I don't like write me a big like long soliloquy or paragraph. Give me a couple sentences. What's the biggest issue? Is it Tocchet? Is it Miller? Is it Petey? Is it bad defense? Is it no urgency? And you can put more than one answer, like whatever. But I'm asking you, what is the biggest issue? All right. Philippion says not winning. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I'm just bugging. Jay, they can't find their chemistry. Sir Wojenheim, team chemistry. Hey, Mark, hope game over went well. We don't have Dakota Joshua, obviously. Skytrain Alfred says no pride on the team and defense. Yeah, I know. He did call a timeout after the 3rd goal. Fillmore Wax, ownership, management, coaching, players, and fans. Okay, so there's a lot. Injuries and consistency. The media too. Yeah, that you can't blame them though for the way they're playing. Chemistry. Ego in the locker room. Alvin made Pettersson the issue. He can fix his mistake by trading him, but Canucks fans won't admit it. Yeah, Kenny, I don't know. I like it doesn't matter. I care about this team. Just because I'm trying to be in a good mood doesn't mean I don't care about the team. But doesn't the writing seem on the wall for JT Miller to be traded before Petey? The Oyo buyout, you think, set us back? Miller's the biggest problem. Lack of effort. No identity. That's fair, Pastor Dan. Apathy, not standing up for each other, not playing. Yeah, we saw that. Desharnais tries to fight Jeannot, doesn't even get a punch in. Can't blame him for the effort. Demko gets run by Turcotte near the end of the night. Not dirty, but no one stood up for him there. I thought you were going to say the goaltending mask, like what they wear. No, you're saying goaltending mask, a lot of problems. Therefore, Demko's 2 injuries are an issue. Not trusting each other. No Ikea, no Rogers Arena. Team chemistry and not changing up our low event style. Team chemistry and a subpar defense. Career years last season. Something with Miller, says Carly. Zadorov, Cole, and Lindholm were not why 9 and 40 100-point players. Straight up, they need to perform. Miller gave up on this team when management chose Pettersson. Interesting. Pettersson can't beat anyone one-on-one. The lack of pride for each other. Last year, they used the rallying point of no one believed in us. This year, a little bit complacent. I think that's fair. JT Miller making lots of bad plays, and they look disorganized. All strong reasons, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your opinions. I'll have more time for that a little bit later. But let's get to tonight's game. And as always, we start off with the Edge goal visualizer. So the first goal, 1 minute into the game, it starts off with a pass back to Hronek. And I guess, I actually thought it was Besser that made the pass. I thought it was Besser to Miller, but I have it backwards. I thought it was Miller to Besser, but I guess it's Besser to Miller. Miller puts it back to Hronek. The play itself wouldn't have been bad, but the pass kind of just dies along the dasher here. Hronek makes a bad pinch, and boom. Now it's a 2-on-1. There's Kempe, there's Hughes, and there's Turcotte. So I think Hughes plays this well. Hughes actually plays this very well. He stuffs... Well, actually, now that I say that, I think he thought that Hronek was a little bit closer because he tries to stuff Kempe's pass or make him make a decision. So at least he doesn't give up a shot. But then Hronek is too slow to get back to Turcotte, and then Turcotte puts it over Thatcher Demko. Not really blaming Demko on this. Sure, you like a big save here, but it was an odd man rush. You're going to hear that a lot tonight. So 51 seconds in, it's Alex Turcotte with his first of the game. Then 9 minutes later, it is Alex Turcotte again. And this one is Miller makes a horrible play on Fiala up top, overshoots him, and then you guys, I am really, really out of this because I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen, and I realized that I'm sure all you guys were screaming at me to share my screen. But I wasn't reading any comments. You can tell that I'm flustered from tonight's game. So I've already spoken about this real quick. Miller pass dies on the dasher. Kempe gets past Hronek. Hughes tries to stuff Kempe here. It gets across to Turcotte, and Turcotte puts it past Demko. And now it's 1-0. So 9 minutes later, it's Turcotte again. This one, Miller makes a horrible play on Fiala. Lets Fiala dash into the middle. Therefore, Hughes has to leave his spot to go get Fiala because this guy's checking this guy, this guy's checking this guy. But guess what? Actually, in a really smart play, Turcotte goes to the empty spot where Hughes was. Fiala takes the shot, rebound comes out, and again, this is where Hughes should have been, but now Turcotte puts it in the net. So I saw some people blaming Quinn Hughes on social media. He was only jumped in the middle. Otherwise, Fiala would have got a shot off, point blank, because Miller was the one who made a poor play. So do you blame Miller on the first one? Not really. I blame Miller on this one. And then you can't just leave Fiala in the slot untouched because, as you'll see later, he scores from that spot. So 2-0. And then the backbreaker, that was bad. And remember, the Canucks had 2 power plays by this time with no shots on goal. And then just 28 seconds later, right? 9:14, 9:8, 24 seconds later. That's even worse. It's Kempe from Turcotte and Kopitar. And this is another, so there's kind of a bad pinch by Petey. And then it just becomes a 2-on-1. This one is Kopitar. Myers was very slow to pick up Turcotte, and then everyone's slow to pick up Kempe, and then another rebound, and look, no one is checking Kempe. He goes around Demko, and it's 3-0. This was really bad. This was really bad. And I was there. Swervin Irvin was there. Hansel was there. That was tough. No copyright issues. Just me not being focused. Then the Canucks score a nice goal here. It is 4-on-4, and it is Garland to Hughes. And look at this. Hughes goes towards the middle, crisscrosses with Hronek. And usually when you see a crisscross, you'll see the puck go back. But instead, Hughes cuts back, shakes his man, and a wicked wrist shot past Kemper. No shutout. Good. And now we think, okay, now the Canucks have some life. Because it sounds so funny to say, but after the 3-0 goal by LA, the Canucks actually picked up their game for the second half of the first period. Then it slowed down for the start of the second period. And then with 5 minutes to go, I thought that at least maybe if they get one more by the end of the second period, it's going to be a close game and an exciting finish. But a minute and 6 after this, it's Fiala. And this is kind of what I was talking about. So this is the trick, you guys. It was 4-on-4, right? It was 4-on-4. And then, remember, it was 4-on-4 when Hughes scored. Then, because we were on the power play first, and then LA was. Do I have that backwards? No, sorry. LA was on the power play first, and then we were. So then LA. I'm going to try that one more time. Don't worry, I'm with you guys. Because the Canucks took a penalty first, then LA took a penalty. It became 4-on-4, but then LA's guy comes out of the box first. So JT Miller has to know that it was 4-on-4, but now it's 4-on-5. He just has to know that. But instead, he dumps the puck into a corner, not to DeBrusk, not to Hronek, who somehow is down here. And then not only does JT Miller dump the puck in that corner, but then he skates and tries to intercept this pass. But if you're down one man, 5-4, and you see, two teammates here, guess what? There's only one guy back. Do you only see 3 Kings skaters? Guess what? They have 2 guys back. And sure enough, it's another 2-on-1. So look where Miller has to start from. Basically half a zone. Then it's Fiala here. Now Miller, to his credit, he does hustle back and he dives to take away the pass across. But Susie either doesn't read that or doesn't think Miller's going to make it back. So Susie doesn't check Fiala, unlike the first goal where Hughes did check Kempe. Susie backs up to the middle, and now he's useless because he's not taking away I guess he's thinking he can intercept the pass. Then Fiala shoots point blank, unobstructed, and beats Demko. So many errors on that goal as well. And then finally, this one, the Canucks had given up basically on this part. But look, the puck goes in. Takes a weird bounce off the boards right there, and it comes out to Foegele. Demko and everyone are looking to the left, but the puck bounces out to the right, and Foegele puts it in 5-1. A lot of booing. I'm not sure if it came across on TV. A lot of booing, a lot of sarcastic cheering. Even Crazy P got heckled, so you knew Canucks fans were in a bad news. Shots were even 21-21, but in the first period, we didn't have our first shot till about 10 minutes in. We got out face off. We had 5 power plays, you guys. So it's not like we can blame the refs on this one. I never blame the refs. But we went 0 for 5, which is pathetic. LA goes 1 for 3. We had more hits. They had more blocked shots. And the rest, who cares? Then you look at the actual box score. JT Miller was benched at the end of the second period. And he only had 3 or 4 shifts in the third period. So he finishes only with 14 minutes of ice time. Pettersson had 20. Garland had just under 19, and DeBrusque had just under 18. What did Lekkerimäki have? 13. Okay. And then shots on goal, Hoglander at 3. He was noticeable. Lekkerimäki 2, Suter 2, Pettersson at 3. You know, I know a lot of people are going to rag on Pettersson because he's making a lot of money, and I get that. That's fair. He wasn't amazing, but he wasn't that bad tonight. I think Miller was bad. I think Besser was really disengaged he got taken off the first power play unit because he took a bad penalty. Besser is just not on top of his game right now. You look at Pettersson at 3 blocks. So, 3 shots, 3 blocks. Di Giuseppe led the team, not Sherwood. 4 hits for him, 3 hits for Miller, 3 hits for Sherwood. Then you go to the D. Quinn Hughes, 29 minutes. Low man was Desharnais, 14. Quinn Hughes had 3 shots. Susie had 3 shots. And then 4 blocks for Myers, and 3 hits for Desharnais. By the way, I only tweeted like once or twice during the night. Did you guys notice I don't know if it's the end of the first period or the start of the second period, where Tyler Myers I think he thinks he's Quinn Hughes. Myers is not bad, actually, at controlling the puck, at keeping the puck when he enters the offensive zone. What he's really bad at, though, is once he gets in the offensive zone, is making a bonehead pass through the slot or through the middle to no one, and then the puck goes the other way. So I actually tweeted, once Tyler Myers gets into the offensive zone, he's not allowed to pass it. All he can do is shoot. I don't care if it gets blocked. I don't care if it goes off a shin pad. I don't care if it goes over the glass. He's not allowed to pass. He's simply not, because he always tries to think he can do too much. He always looks to the middle and puts it blindly through the middle, and it never goes to a teammate for a good scoring chance. Every scoring chance dies when Tyler Myers lugs the puck in. So I'm going to implore him just to shoot it, just to get over the blue line and shoot it. And if it's overtime, if somehow Hughes and Hronek are dead tired and you have to put Myers out there, Myers is not allowed to go past center ice. He can only play a half-court defense. That's all Myers can do. Oh, man, so much going on here. So much going on. By the way, here's one other thing I want to bring up. Actually, let me do this. Let me show you the scores. Let me show you the standings. And then I'm going to ask one other question, and then I'm going to turn it over to all of you. Toronto beats New Jersey. The Sheldon Keefe revenge game does not work out. Capitals beat the Senators 1-0. Capitals so good. Lightning beat the Ducks 4-3. Red Wings back on the winning track, beating the Stanley Cup champion Panthers. Blue Jackets beat the Sharks. Flyers beat the Islanders. St. Louis beats the Flames, and that had huge ramifications in terms of the wild card race, which I'll show you. Nashville beats Chicago. Montreal over Dallas. The Jets beat Kraken. Rangers beat Utah. Oilers, they were down 3-0, but they came back to beat the Avalanche 4-3. And then, of course, we lost 5-1. We go to the standings, and actually, usually I don't show the Eastern Conference. I don't care, but I'm gonna show it today because I'm kind of interested, actually, what's going on in the East. So in the Atlantic, Toronto, Florida, and Lightning. In the Metro, Washington, New Jersey, and Carolina. And that means it's Columbus now and Boston, but Ottawa has a couple games in hand, so they're right there. Technically, Montreal somehow is right there. And Detroit's even only 2 or 3 back with a couple games in hand. And Philly, I don't think they're going to be there when all is said and done. So there's a lot of teams fighting. Western Conference, Winnipeg, Minnesota, and Dallas. Colorado is only 2 points behind Dallas, but they've played 2 more games. Then we got Vegas, Edmonton, LA furthers the gap. And now look at this race, you guys. Calgary has 49 and 44. We have 48 and 44. And St. Louis has 48, but in 46. And then Utah has 43 and 44. So they're a full 5 points behind us. Not insurmountable, but it's hard to pass teams, right? So then St. Louis has made up some ground for sure by going 6-4 in their last 10. We are 2-5-3 in our last 10. 2 wins, 7 points out of possible 20 in our last 10. Not good. Okay. Quick question for you guys. Something I noticed at tonight's game is we'd all agree that Quinn Hughes is our best player. We all agree that him and Svechnikov were the 2 best players to come out of that 2018 draft. We all agree that we're happy to have him as our captain. We'd all agree that we think, well, I think that he should win the Norris over Werenski and Makar. And Hart Trophy, I think although he's proven his how valuable he is to the Canucks, there's going to be some other, like Draisaitl, Kaprizov, Hellebuck. There's going to be some other Hart Trophy candidates where he probably won't win the Hart, and that's fine. So no one's questioning his pride, his ability, his desire to win, all those things. But one thing I noticed live, and I would love you guys' opinion on this just for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll do my proper Mitchell sponsor read. Do you guys think sometimes Quinn Hughes tries to do too much? And do you think sometimes our power play is struggling? Well, sometimes we can't even get it over the blue line and maintain position. But a lot of times it goes to Hughes, and although he makes some amazing plays up top, they don't always result in good scoring chances because he'll try and shake his guy and get a shot off. And if it gets blocked or it goes wide, the puck is out of the zone. So hear me loud and clear. He's our best player. Not 75 to 80% of the season, he's our best player, the best player on the ice, but he's not infallible. He does make mistakes. So I'm asking you, do you think sometimes Quinn tries to do too much, or do you think by nature of our team, he has to? We'd love to know. So I'm going to just highlight the comments about Quinn specifically. Nuck fan says Quinn's mind is in New Jersey already. Yeah, our power play should be built around him, but that's kind of what I'm getting at, Nuckelback, is I'm not blaming him solely for our power play woes, but do you think maybe him trying to do too much on our power play is one of the reasons why it's struggling? Or are you saying, no, he's the one I'm fine with it because he's the one that can create? Alfred says, yes, it does look like he wants to try to do everything. No problem, Shannon. I became aware of what happened there, but I won't address it here. I'm glad you're doing okay, though. Quinn doesn't do too much. It's the players that can't keep up with his elite high IQ plays. That's totally fair, Kenny. Circles back to trust. How was he like last year? Just as good. Just as good. Swerve Irvin, if Hughes is doing too much, it's an indictment of the team not doing enough. Same goes for Goting. That's fair, too. Quinn is a little too fancy, but he's amazing. Hughes tries to do too much because every time he passes the puck to someone, they panic and pass it back to Hughes. Yeah, no, and you can't deny his position. Like, I love the guy. We are so blessed to have him. Like, I shudder to think where we'd be without him right now. I think our roster would look a lot different, quite frankly. But I'm not blaming him for trying to do too much. But I do think he does try to do too much because of his desire and his willingness to win, and because he doesn't have enough high IQ players around him. Truly, truly, truly. So, yes, sometimes, but the really bad turnovers tend to be from Miller. That is true. It's not a Quinn comment, but I certainly want to recognize the donation. So thank you to Adam Lee. Adam says 12 million for EP40 and not that bad over weeks and months is okay. Disgusting how this is acceptable. Who's acceptable to? I think you might be intimating that it's acceptable to me. I agree. It's crazy. It's really bad that the expectations have lowered so that part isn't acceptable given what he's making. Yeah, I want him. I'm not a PD fanboy. I want him to do well. The team needs him to do well. And in the big picture, yes, it is. He needs to do better. The whole team, except for Quinn Hughes and Kiefer Sherwood, need to do better. All right, I'm going to get to a couple more comments because it's getting away from Quinn, which is fine because obviously you guys, nor am I saying Quinn's the problem. Maybe it's not even asking you if he does too much. I think he gets stuck doing too much, trying to do too much because he so badly wants to win. Really quickly, coaching staff is failing. Period. And Miller needs to go. His toxic energy is killing the dressing room. He plays so much. The workload is way too much. He ain't a robot. Talking about Quinn. Roster construction is the issue. The teams. Hey, Hansel, the teams we are playing against are better prepared, just like how Washington handled them. Yes, Quinn is trying. It is what Talk might ask him to do. Quinn is trying to do too much, but it looks like he's being forced to do with the rest of the team lagging. Yeah, I'm hearing that loud and clear from you guys. Michael says they're not going to make the playoffs. Canucks hockey combines two genres, sports and comedy. Long was the captain, taking on way too much. Only difference is Hughes is playing chess while the rest of the team is playing checkers. I don't think half the team has opened up the game board, actually. The Canucks, yeah, they were listless tonight. They just want to pass to Quinn. A 7-6. It's disgusting that you think PD needs to carry the entire team. Oh, I think you must be talking about someone else. McDavid doesn't carry the Oilers. Let's bring Quinn on as guest. Oh yeah, I'm sure top of his list will be appear on Canuck Clay's show. No one should accept this. Sherwood, Quinn, Garland are all studs. 2 games since Horon is back. He is not the answer to fix their defense. Yeah, but he's a bit better for sure. When PD is on the top of the game, he has the same problem as Quinn. Oh, you mean trying to do too much? Feels like a move is going to happen before Sunday's dice and ice. If Miller is hurt, sit his butt out. Sometimes, 3-0 in back-to-back games. Yeah, it's been tough to be a Canucks fan for sure. Quinn Hughes is like Suzuki, best ninja in the lands of Naruto, and his classmates are all fall behind. I'm going to have to believe you on that one. The first goal was Hronek's fault. Hesitated on 50-50. But yeah, I know we talked about that, Irvin, at the game. All right. Time for a mid-show sponsor read. Let's break this monotony up. And we always start off by thanking Jason Lim, who I got to see tonight. And actually, Irvin, Irvin, and Hansel got to meet Jason Lim, the man, the myth, the legend, in person today. He came by to say a quick... See, Jason was up, busy, entertaining clients or doing whatever he does at games. Well, I know what he does at games. But he was cool. He texted me during the first intermission and said, where are you going to be? And I told him I'm meeting some people. And I was glad that Irvin and Hansel got to meet the Jason Lim behind Van City Experts. So let's thank him officially by running his ad read. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check him out and sign up for a free 5-day workout at coachpatrickliu.com/clay. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Reminder that you can purchase your Canuck Clay merch. Support me that way, canuckclay.threadless.com. Thanks to everyone who has done so already. And don't forget, this is my last show of the week. I don't stream on Friday and Saturday, so my next show will be on Sunday night. You can get involved in these ways. Subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I want to appreciate all you sticking with me. We were at over 120 in YouTube at our peak, another 200 watching on X. So I know it's late. I know not very happy right now, but I appreciate all you guys being here. And you know, it's funny. I even said to myself, I should stop talking about numbers because it sounds like I'm obsessed with numbers. I'm not. So maybe I don't have to tell you how many people are watching the show or who's in here or how many likes we have. You guys can figure all that out yourself. But I am grateful that all of you are here. Speaking of gratitude, we have good Adam. Adam's a good sport. Like, we can agree to disagree, but he's still very generous on the channel. So let's give Adam some love in the chat for gifting a franchise membership. And it goes to 7-6. So welcome 7-6 to franchise membership. Ironically, I think you and Adam are having among the ones having a philosophical disagreement about PD and 11.6 and how much he needs to carry the team. But that's good. I like discourse. As long as it's respectful, I actually love that kind of discourse and discussion. So thank you, Adam, for the franchise membership. That goes to 7-6. Let's give Adam some love in the chat. Some well-deserved love for his generosity. All right. Yeah, with 300 people in here, although only 110, I keep doing that about the numbers on YouTube. I'm going to go, let's see what I do. I'm going to try and go read questions and comments. Let's see, as long as I don't get too far behind. Dejected like all of you, Clay. Final score Saturday. I don't think I can handle blowout loss, Edmonton. Yeah. Just when you think it can't get any worse, I don't think it's going to be a middling game. It's not going to be like 3-2 or 4-3. We're either going to lose like 6-1 or we're going to win like 5-2. I'm so optimistic, but I got to be realistic. Edmonton just beat Colorado. I got to go. It's going to be a 5-2 loss. Then there's going to be dice and ice on Sunday, and all the Canucks fans, all the Canucks are going to be upset. And then I think something may happen on Monday before the Buffalo game on Tuesday. Canucks are slow compared to most teams. That's a result of never rebuilding for young draft picks. That's fair, Dan. Just trying to fill your team with current veterans. Oilers game, Student Rush 300 seems like it after the Kings game. Yeah, I don't know what the Student Rush tickets are going to be like. I'm lucky that I've sold a fair number of tickets recently. We're going to have to start giving them away for sure. Only because I care? No, I know you care. We all do. Thank you, Adam. I don't know how much I will use it. I need a vacation from YouTube. All good. All good, 7-6. You do what you need to do. How is selling home tickets compared this year from last? Was a little easier last year. I actually thought I would sell more out of the hot because of their good season last year. But I wouldn't say, despite what you might see me asking people if they need tickets, it hasn't been bad. It hasn't been bad, but it could be better. We'll put it that way. Making waffles, do it. Who would you blame for the Canucks' current issues? Management, player personnel, injuries, coach. Derek, I'm not going to answer this one only because the last time I answered this question, and granted, it was different. It was on the news, and it basically led me to going to a timeout. The Canucks giving me a timeout for volunteering with them, for collaborating with them. They're really upset, and I've told this story on this channel before. They're really upset with an interview I did. I got called into their office basically, and they banned me from volunteering at certain events. And I don't want to get into it too much right now. Maybe I'll do it on a member stream or something, because who knows if this gets up to management. But I will say this. I thought it was grossly unfair, given that I've been one of the only positive voices in this market for the past decade. Like in those lean years of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I was creating content consistently, yet positive, optimistic content. And then I say one thing that's maybe off brand or different, and then I got slapped on the wrist for it. So, I guess there's nothing I'm going to say that they haven't heard already, but I'm going to plead the fifth on this one, Derek. I just think I'll answer it this way is, I think Rick Tocchet honestly is doing the best with the roster he has. That's what I'll say. But he has up and down games and up and down days, just like some of our best players have up and down days. I don't think you can blame players like Bluger and Suter and Sherwood, who are doing their best, but they don't get paid and they don't have the same skill level nor expectations as other guys that we've kind of talked about already. How's that? Is that okay? Blazer fan says, that's an acceptable answer. Dan says, just let it fly. Even 650 calls them out as they should. Yeah, my son Sean was saying I should go public, like with the full story of what happened to me, but I'm not that vindictive. Maybe one day. Is it fair to say that I probably just said enough already? Is it fair to say that how the Canucks are playing this season, not many out of town people won't want to spend money on flights, hotel? Is it fair to say? Sure, it's fair to say that, but I can't speak for every out of towner. Some people with a lot of disposable income will do it anyways. Like I don't know why, but I'm going to be in Vegas for the February 20th game or 22, whatever the Saturday is. So I'm going to be I'm not flying down there just for that game. End up getting a pretty sweet deal, but yeah, I'll be in Vegas watching the Canucks play against Vegas in February. Yeah, if the team's doing better, I think you're more apt to more likely to spend money to go see them. When the Canucks took a penalty to make it 4-4, I went to the washroom and Hughes scored. By the time I washed my hands, good thing you did, and got back, the Kings scored again. Okay, so you got to take longer washroom breaks. The Canucks are probably the highest on Shannon's panic index. Oh, the hockey guy? Does he do a panic index? Fiala and Connor are Canucks killers. That's true. That's really, I noticed that about Kyle Connor, and that makes sense about Fiala, even when he was with Minnesota, right? I think a trade's coming by the end of the month now, Darren. I think in the next 2 weeks. But you don't want to get taken advantage of in a trade because obviously other GMs know that the Canucks may be desperate now. Well, everyone was in the washroom when Hughes scored. Do I think tonight was Miller's last game as a Canuck? No, I don't. I don't think that they're going to just pull the trigger on a trade tomorrow just out of thin air unless they've been working on stuff. But I do think it's becoming more than less likely. I really do. I think they're going to lose to Edmonton and they're going to beat Buffalo. They better beat Buffalo, Simon, on Tuesday. Who do you think should get back from Miller and a first? Miller and a first? I know there's a lot of talk about Rangers. I haven't heard much talk about any other teams. I got to think about this. I think you need a center back. You need a couple other assets as well. So I'm thinking you're getting 3 assets for Miller, and one of them's because a team's going to need to move out money as well. Yeah, Nuckelback. I need to think about that a little bit more. Nuck fan hopes it's Miller's last game as a Canuck. My grandpa went to check the fire in the living room when he was okay. So everyone's got to do something different, and then the Canucks will score. Hey Trev, nice to see you. Great thing about a bad loss, I can channel it towards a heck of a workout. Good. Maybe I should do that too, and then I'll actually start working out. Miller's going to sell hot dogs at Costco. Okay. Kind of fitting that you're in the washroom because the season is going down the toilet. Yeah. Everything did go right. Analytics, health, all those things. Goaltending. After the game, they showed Tocchet going to JT and benched him and told him to sit on the end of the bench. And JT got mad with his head down. I didn't see the replay of it. I do know that David Quadrelli and others were tweeting about it. I know people were noticing it in the arena. I haven't seen any footage of it yet. I will look at it a little bit later. Well, all the content creators are here. Also, nothing is perfect. Nice to see you. Oh, you guys talking about, Pastor Dan. Yeah, I was very upset. It was 2 years ago now. Don't get banned by the Canucks. I'm basically in timeout right now. PDO's last year was insane. Crazy how JT was loved and now he's hated. Yeah, what's really interesting, Nation, is, again, and I keep saying I have no dog in the fight. I have no preference. I think I know my preference in terms of what's better for the team. But I will say that I think when all this news came out, the pendulum was either 50-50 or swaying towards JT Miller's side. And I think that has reversed now. And it's not about Miller versus Petey per se. It's more about how are we going to get this team out of the rut. Silencing voices just because you don't like it sounds like a them problem. It is. I was quite upset. Thank you, Mackie. Bad defense or bad defense? Be positive but honest. Yeah. If you don't follow the media narrative, they'll banish you. Yeah, they have a certain way of doing things, that's for sure. Trev and Russell were in here at least. It takes me a while to get to their comments, to everyone's comments. I'm about 5 minutes behind. Plead the fifth. Can't do much with that decor. Thank you, Pastor Dan. You don't have to be loyal to me. Form your own opinion, but let's just say I had a lot of closer contacts in the organization before the pandemic. I got some funny stories. You guys know I've told these stories before, so I don't have to relitigate them now. But one of them was that the other funny story I've told before is, and I won't tell it tonight, but maybe I'll save it for another time, was when I got in trouble when I was the only one in the arena watching the game during the COVID year. You guys know that story. Management is to blame. I'm not saying. Simon says, how's your hockey pool doing? Same. First in my mom's work one, first in my church keeper, and not first in my church auction pool. JT versus Tocchet feud now. Order some pizza because this will be good. Yeah, I know. It's all good, Tyler. They didn't like the fact that I said anyone was to blame. I cheered so hard when he called a timeout. It was a beautiful thing to see. I love it. A good literal wordplay there. Pleading the fifth always speaks volumes. Adam says, take a stand. It's not even vindictive. It's telling. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Yusuf, respect to you, Clay. Love the positivity and the timeliness. Well, yeah, my whole shtick is that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. So I hope to be trustworthy. I don't make stuff up. I don't report on rumors generally or trade or trade scenarios or clickbait or anything like that. I try and be trustworthy. Positive, some people might think it's too idealistic, but it's just the way I am. And then the trust, the timeliness. Yeah, I definitely, I don't do the first to break stuff, but I want to report, comment on things with some thought behind it as well. I get the vibe that Talkit is too friendly to players. They don't need a coach like that. They need a coach like a drill sergeant. So yeah, Boudreaux and Talkit. Yeah, but Talkit I think is a step up from Boudreaux in terms of drill sergeant, isn't he? A triple threat stream, Clay versus Trev versus Russell. I like to think of more of as a collab as opposed to a triple threat. 97-98 Canucks. I can't remember how that season ended. Thank you for still choosing to do the show, Clay. If that happened to me, I would have been completely discouraged. No, I never thought about not doing the show. I already kind of wimp out because I don't do goal reviews videos when the Canucks lose. Although, I thought about though, my channel hasn't grown a lot in the last little bit. So I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. Don't you love it when I speak as I'm typing it? Because I'm such a bad typer, it makes it sound like I can't think either. Would you watch goal review videos for Canucks losses? So as you guys know, I put my green screen up. It's not too much effort, but it is enough. It's effort for sure. I put my green screen up, have to edit them. So would you watch goal review videos for Canucks losses? As you guys know, I only do them for wins right now. It's something to look forward to, and they simply do better when the Canucks win. Irvin needs more fiber in his diet. I won't pay for a SkyTrain. Watch on my one. Yeah, you have a 120-inch screen. That's crazy. Why do the Kings play like they wanted this game more than the Canucks? Because they do. They're motivated. They want to catch Edmonton for second spot. And Maki says, if you got a ticket lying around, I'll gladly train to the game. JT Miller and Pettersson will not be traded. You heard it here first or second. I've been saying the same thing. Although admittedly, no, it's not a matter who said it first. I respect that, Trev. I think that's the way I've leaning that way since the start, because they won't do it. Well, they shouldn't do it if they're not going to get good value. So they're not going to trade Petey. There's no way. That would be an admission of a horrible contract signing. I really think that he's only 26. You can still build around him. Miller, I would still handicap it as, I'm with Trev. I would handicap it as more likely that he's not going to be traded than he is. Canucks shouldn't be desperate like Vegas and Winnipeg are so good. Why get rentals to be destroying playoffs? Bovenlander and DP are coming up next year and we can find stuff. Yeah, so there's a thought that's saying don't trade away any future assets just to stack your roster with rentals right now. Yeah, no, Coach Rob doesn't think they'll get traded either. Once the score went bad, I decided to clean. Do you think management would look outside the normal channels for maybe a D ad, maybe a forward or something? Oh, a D and maybe a forward? I don't know what the normal channels you mean, though. Like, are you talking like a guy from the KHL or something? I don't think so, Murray. I don't think so. If we all worked out after Canucks losses, it would be almost, yeah, we could have, like, this would be CCBC, Clay's Canucks bodybuilding community, for sure. NHL website, Game Center Future, and watching YouTube when Hughes scored. Okay, so everyone, again, should go do something else when we're down 3-0. Man, I would have even more respect for you if you get banned by the Canucks, especially since you're so spectacularly positive. Yeah, I won't go there. Oh, thanks, Fangirl. You're a positive light during the Benning era. Helped me through that time personally. That's nice to hear. Thank you. The only thing I enjoy is seeing some of the forwards and Abby getting some playing time. How bad do you think Talkit wanted to just scream after third goal? Yeah, I heard her fan on the radio that... Oh, no. Someone asked Talkit in the post-game presser, and what did you say to the team? And he said, just relax. SGA, brother, I love you, man. But the whole first half of my show was about this, so I'm not going to repeat it. You got to go back and watch it. Miller, I heard he might be going to Utah. I don't think he's going to waive to go to a team that doesn't have a chance of making the playoffs. Canucks, that's true, Ricky. Canucks make their moves on Friday. It's not even about creating buzz. It's more like but it's not trying to bury it either. Yeah, we'll see. I just don't know. It seems a little bit rushed. Russell is here. Hey, BC, I knew we'd see you. Kings are good. Tonight's would have been pretty short for the Canucks. Oh, the goal review? Yeah. Right now, 60% of you are saying no, don't do them. You can't show NHL content anymore. You know, Garrett, I must admit, I got to watch some videos over the weekend about this whole copyright thing. I haven't had to do a Canucks goal review video in a while because they haven't won in a while. Trev says only do wins. Yeah, I'm leaning that way for sure. Good game. Yeah, for you guys. Do a what were they thinking breakdown every time they lost. Yeah, I used to do that. What were they thinking? Goal breakdowns only for wins, saves time. I did not notice the 3D logo. On Twitter, fans say their car gets broken into when they have Canucks tickets, but they don't get stolen because more tickets added instead. Oh, so the joke is if you leave Canucks tickets on the dash, they're not going to get stolen. People are going to add to the pile. When they lose, just do a fatherly lecture video. I do have that dad vibe because I am a father of 3 and my kids turned out okay. Are we going to get Game 7 Canucks or Game 5 Canucks? Oh, you mean against Edmonton? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Subscribe for Canucks analysis that's timely, positive, and stick it to the man. I'm not sure if that kind of rolls off the tongue actually pretty good. The mushy middle, brutal. That's the worst place to be. What's your concern that we missed the playoffs? It's growing. It's growing. This is our hardest schedule, but we've been losing like a lot. Do you think we will pick up more wins after the Edmonton game? I sure hope so. The schedule, we knew that this was going to be murderer's row, right? Between Washington, Carolina, Toronto, Edmonton, LA, Winnipeg. It's tough. So, but we still got to win, like play 600, 650 hockey. Thank you, Trev. Everyone hit the like and subscribe button. Clay makes awesome Canucks content. Appreciate that. Hopefully everyone is supporting Trev as well. I think at this point in the season with some of the results, they should have a reset. Colorado, for example, a reset before winning a cup. They did. Should Canucks sign Ian Cole this offseason, apologize to him, say, we need you back. Yeah, you know, low key, I think that's a big loss for sure. How could these goals have been avoided? Yeah, but then someone's going to chime in and say, oh, what do you know, Clay? You never played the game. And I'll say, you're right. I haven't. Hughes post-game interview, the most drain of energy. I know. Remember how excited he was like 3 days ago once Hronek was coming back? Yeah, he's poor guy. And I'm sure there are a lot of other players that the media either doesn't want to talk to or they won't come out. So good on Quinn for always facing the media. Do you have still have faith in Demko bouncing back as Vezina caliber goalie, or Canucks should start looking at Kevin Lankinen extension? You know, I heard this talk on the radio. Imagine if you trade Demko now for getting what you can and then running with Lankinen. Are you guys convinced that Lankinen has shown enough, or do you still want to see more, see how he does in the playoffs? I think Lankinen has been a really good story. I'm still not convinced that I'd hitch my wagon to him as a number 1, though. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot we had Sammy Blais. Yeah, and Nate Smith. Interesting. That is a hot take. Working out during the first, turned it on for the second, and turned it right back off after I saw it 3-0 after 1. So a good workout for you. Talk to the media and said every time JT's on the ice, something bad. He did say that. If you only did goal reviews for Canucks win, you might not do another one for a very long time. It sure felt like that. Only 2 in the last 10. And then, actually, I wasn't in town for one of them. San Jose Sharks are looking to bounce back after loss to the Canucks San Jose at the Shark Tank. That would be so sweet. Not for us. I was at the game tonight. I'm not going on Saturday. Do I think Demko looked bad? I don't, except for the 5th goal. I don't think any of the goals were his fault, but I still think old Demko would have saved 1 or 2 of those first 4 goals just by coming up with an amazing save. Imagine if Vegas players had the sphere on their helmets with the eyes that move around their helmets, change the image, the sphere helmet. That would be crazy. It'd be a little bit intimidating actually too. Sharks are playing better than the Canucks. Will Tucker get fired? I think they make a trade before they fire the coach, to be honest with you, Jay. Connor's already in the Canucks end 2 days before he gets there. Connor is already in the Canucks end 2 days before he gets there. What does that mean? You notice that? It's withering a little bit. Very good, Nuckelback. Thank you for your concern. Demko looked rusty as well, but there's no way around it. He starts to get better. Yep, that's fair. Trev, I'm worried we won't win another game in January. It's really, really bad. They got to beat Buffalo on Tuesday, don't they? It is bad. I don't think Lankinen has done enough, but do you think you have to get value for Demko now? Yeah, this year and next year, $5 million. Yeah, I don't know what game number it is for you guys, but there is going to be a time where we're going to have to say, okay, Now Demko's played 12 games. Now Demko's played 15 games. No more excuses. You're either ready to go or you're not. Like, I think the first 5, 6, even 8 games, you could build in an excuse, even though Demko wouldn't want that. You could build in an excuse for his rustiness. But is that honeymoon period over now after 10 games? Time for Miller to go. Let Tocchet go at the end of the season. I think Demko not having the offseason to train because of knee injury, back spasms affected his play. Absolutely yes. Hello, Edison. Time to trade out 2 of the 3 core players. Pull a Philly-style move. Canucks out of reach for the playoffs for this team. Don't want to be in that mushy middle. Kyle Connor. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, was he saying that Connor's in our end 2 days before our guys get there? I want the Canucks to beat the Oilers. If we have all these guys that can play D and Abby, why aren't they giving any chance, like over Vinny? Yet, no, I would love to see a Willanen, Breezebaugh a bit more. DPD, I think, is next year, but Willanen for certain could play on this team. Can you see us trading Demko? Injury did mess him up a bit, even though Lankinen isn't the best. He's much better than Demko. Yeah, I think nothing is off the table. I don't see them trading Demko though. My playoff hopes are fading, but they're not completely gone because we're basically tied with Calgary still. Oh, Connor McDavid, not Kyle Connor. You have not attended a Canucks win in this decade? Okay, Irvin, no more tickets. I'm not giving you any. You're not allowed to win it. I'm just kidding. I hope you ends that real quick. If the San Jose Sharks get the win against Canucks, you have to take a nice bat and pour 3 buckets of ice water over your head, and you should make that video. That would be so funny. My people will talk to your people, Shartle. What do you think about Hockey Days in Canada? You asked me this already, Simon. I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful thing for all Canadian teams, well, at least 6 of them, to be matched up against each other. Fire Tocchet, make a coaching change to a different coach. You can get a chance. Be fired by the teams. Maybe Quinville would be a controversial hire for sure. Split Hughes and Hronik. I wouldn't mind it. See what happens. Demko is a generational talent. Don't jump the gun. You think losing Mike Yeo affected the Canucks a bit? Yeah, I think Mike Yeo, Ian Clark, you can't underestimate any of those leavings. And Rome says, I don't trust Quinville. All right, friends, we're coming up to an hour. This was a fun show. This was a great show. And this was an upbeat show, as upbeat as you can. 64% of you are affirming my decision not to make goal breakdown videos when the Canucks lose, and I will honor that. That's 2/3 of you kind of thinking the same way that I am thinking as well. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates and legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, subscribing, and sticking with me all the way to midnight on a night where the Canucks simply did not have much in the tank. Next game is against Saturday. I don't stream Fridays and Saturdays, so I hope you enjoy the game. I'm back on Sunday with my next show at 11 p.m. And I appreciate all you guys being here. Thank you to Van City Express Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond with the generosity tonight. And that was Nuckelback starting us off with a donation. Just Incredible with a donation. Doodle Hockey using a monthly membership message. Adam Lee, $5 donation. And then Adam Lee, another $5 donation by gifting a membership that went to 7-6. So thanks to all of you for your generosity that way. And thanks to all of you for watching. Don't forget to rate the bad joke on the way out. It's out of 10, even though a bunch of you guys are still rating it already. But yeah, Toronto's February 4th. Philippian, February 4th, I'm pretty sure. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Starting, tomorrow night, but I won't be streaming until Sunday, and I hope to see you then. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Do you know why the leopard is the worst animal at playing hide and seek? Yes, the leopard, because he's always spotted. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.